So I want to talk about coffee, and I want to talk about some of the things that people are addicted to, like across the board, like how many things like sugar and caffeine and nicotine and all of that stuff.
All the good stuff.
All the good stuff.
Yeah.
So do you have any crutches, any chemical crutches that you have to do every day?
What's interesting is I would say coffee is one of them. And I don't even know if I would count it as like a physical addiction or like I need it to get going in the morning. I may. I just love I love the routine of getting it. I love how it's warm and cozy. I love the smell. I like, mornings suck and I hate getting up early. But if I have like a mug I really like and a cup of coffee and it's helping me wake up and it's comforting, I wonder if just how soothing it is a huge part of that.
Well, if you just took chicken broth and went through the same thing, get your mug, get your chicken broth, and cozy up and wake up.
Cozy up to chicken broth.
Chicken broth. It's better for you without the chemical.
I have tried the chicken broth. Like back a couple months ago, I think we talked about this, and I had some chicken broth. I would not say it's as cozy. No, you don't have that smell. You don't have the aroma. It's like you can't put creamer in it. I could put a little flavored creamer in it,
You
and
can
it's
do
good.
anything you want. Like I'd be interested
Creamer
to
and
see,
chicken broth.
I would
Oh
see.
God.
Have you tried it?
The creamer?
Yeah.
No. Have you?
No. That's
Nobody's
disgusting.
gonna put creamer in chicken broth.
But if you haven't tried it, you can't say it's gross yet.
Maybe you could put a little sugar in there. Sugar your chicken broth.
That's ridiculous.
Although that would just be like a whole other vice then you're adding to
Yeah.
it.
So, okay, moving on from coffee, because that's 90% of the population.
Yeah.
What else?
I mean, speaking of sugar, I wouldn't hesitate to say that could be a big one. I've noticed that not all the time, but some days I'll really want something sweet. And if I have deprived myself for so long of no sweets, I'll like binge like a ravenous wild animal. I'll just like find every dessert I can and just binge on it if I go too long without a little treat.
So it wouldn't surprise you if you thought like sugar was more addictive than heroin.
Well, I've heard that. I mean, I could see that. I could absolutely see that.
Now, what do you think your body would? Do you think your body would go through withdrawal symptoms if you did no sugar, no sweets,
I don't know.
cold sweats, and curled into a ball?
It might be more like mood, like maybe not as happy if I don't have my sugar fix. I've been cutting back, so I don't know how severe it would be. It may just be, like my happiness level would be like, well, I want something sweet and I'm depriving myself, so now I'm mad. And then I would like find a way to come up with a reason why I should go ahead and just have it. Like an addict would, I'm sure.
Well, most of those things really don't have a downside. They really don't. I mean, in large quantities, they may. But when you even look through, I mentioned chicken broth, right? There's chemicals in there, and so why we parse out certain chemicals as something that are treated and thought of, differently. The body's just capable of producing most of anything that you need. So if you wanted to get a fix on something and you learned how to make your body do that, then you wouldn't need the sweets. You could be happy without sweets.
Like you could like physically tap into
Yes.
whatever stimulation that would give you.
Yep. Your
Really?
body's a pharmacy. You can produce every chemical you need naturally through
Like
your
you
body.
could be like, I want something sweet. Boop, and I'm good.
Totally.
That would be interesting. Do you know how to do this?
No, not at all. Not at all. Well, it would be pretty easy to track. And, like if you, let's just say you had, you did feel good and it wasn't attributed to something that you ate, you can recreate whatever it is you did, the setting, the form, all that kind of stuff. And I bet you could accidentally stumble into what to do to put you in happier. Because there's a lot, depression scares the crap out of me. It really does. Especially with the next generation, just doesn't have the coping skills to deal with it. So they're on every drug you can imagine just to hit baseline.
And another thing actually that this makes me think of that I think is going to be a huge problem with the younger generation, I mean, even us really, is that hit you get from social media and the addiction of being on your phone and scrolling social media. And that is powerful. I would probably say if there were anything I was addicted to, it'd be that. And it's not even so much like if someone took my phone for the day, I don't even think I would be that upset. But if it's sitting by me, without even thinking, you just grab it and you look at it for no reason whatsoever. And you put it back down, you go about what you were doing maybe. And then maybe you reach for it. If you ever find yourself doing that, just reaching for it, looking at it again, put it back down, and you're like, what? Why? For no reason whatsoever. I'm not looking for anything in particular. I'm not looking to search something up. It's just, oh, haven't touched this in about 10 minutes. Better go ahead and check and put it back down. I think that's super addictive. And it's going to feed into those kids like, they compare themselves. They compare their lives with what they see on social media and how people look. And I feel like it's just so dangerous.
Now, if those social media companies purposely make it addictive and they're going to even make it more addictive, is it at the fault of them to providing you the dessert for dinner kind of thing?
I don't think so. I don't think it's their fault. I mean, they're trying to make money. They're going to do what they have to do to make money like any other business. It's up on the consumer, I think, to try to set those limitations. Just like, if they put a shit ton of sugar in something. Is that their fault that they sweetened something and made it taste good? Or is it your fault if you ate, 58 of them? I feel like the consumer really shares the responsibility in making sure that they use things in moderation, I guess. Or avoid it completely if it can't be in moderation. So
have you ever on purpose, put your phone in a different spot so you couldn't have it for a period of time?
Sort of. Lately, I have been trying to, when I get ready for bed, sometimes I'll just kind of have it on the couch right up until I literally go upstairs and get in bed. I've been trying to check it one last time as I'm getting ready for bed and then leave it in the bedroom or leave it upstairs when I go downstairs and watch a little TV. Give me at least a few minutes where it's no, I've already watched all the Instagram reels. I've already looked at all my Facebook notifications. I have double checked my email and I'm done at least for a little bit until I go to bed. Usually, sometimes it works out. Sometimes I pick it back up.
You have the restraint of a 12-year-old girl.
I'm addicted. I'm an addict. I can't help it.
Grab your phone real quick.
It's over there.
Yeah, look what you did. That was perfect. I want to compare notes with you.
Okay. Oh, God.
Okay. Now, what is the average time?
The daily average?
Yes.
Right now, it says daily average is 2 hours and 56 minutes. So
that's not bad.
Hours. I'm actually surprised by that. I really thought it would be higher. I thought it would be higher than that.
Now, below that, do you see where it says downtime?
Yeah.
You can actually tell your phone that it's time, ahead of time when you're in reasonable spirits. You could tell it when you don't want your phone to be doing anything and disconnect me. And that way, if you pick it up, it doesn't work anyway.
Oh, my God. That feels so dangerous.
Why is it dangerous?
What if there's an emergency? So many people have told me, oh, I just set it down at night and I turn off all notifications and ringers and nobody can bother me. And I'm just like, what if there's an emergency? What if something happens? We don't have a landline. No, I could. I don't think I could shut it all the way down and just not be reached. I don't. I can't. Nope, I can't do it.
Has anybody done an intervention with you?
No, because what if there's an emergency? What if I have to be reached? What if? That's a real concern, I think.
0.0000%.
You're going to feel so bad if there's an emergency and someone needs to reach me today. You're going to be like, oh, you're right.
Oh, you're going to actually do it. You're going to actually click that do not disturb.
No, 100% not. I mean, if you're on a plane, I turn it all the way off on a plane.
What if someone needed you in an emergency?
I mean, I'm in a plane. What am I going to do?
So you can sculpt that mindset that, it's time to go to bed. You're on a plane.
I've heard of some people, if they're on vacation and they're out of the country or on a cruise or whatever, and they turn it all the way off and they're like, I don't even want to know. If somebody dies, Don't even tell me, because what am I going to do? Nothing. I'm going to spend the rest of the week out on this cruise feeling terrible. Why even know?
And it's the best period of time you will experience when you're not tethered to it.
Yeah. But what about, I'm really big into picture taking. I take pictures all the time, everywhere. And so I use it a lot for that too. Would you say don't even do that? Get a camera?
You got more justifications.
It's
so
true.
many.
It's true. It's true. I take You know how many times those pictures come in handy, or people are so glad they had pictures of something and memories. I need it. I need it for my pictures.
This reminds me of the shopping cart lady. Do you remember that? Did we talk about that here?
I'm not sure.
Some professional. She was shopping. She was with her kids. And she went on TikTok and justified that she doesn't return her shopping carts because it's far too dangerous to leave your kids in that period of time to go take the shopping cart back, right? And it's a dangerous parking lot and whatever. And I had an objection to this because that felt like a huge justification that she didn't really want to take her shopping cart, and she was using her safety and her kids as justification for it. When I thought, like, I want someone to follow her ass around and see how many risks she takes when there's not like a benefit of taking, not taking the shopping
when there's
cart.
not an inconvenience.
Because I would point it out, would say, you left your kids 8 seconds. It would have been less than that if you put your damn shopping cart back. Totally.
Yeah, really, it's just inconvenient, doesn't want to do it, and that's her reasoning.
How I compared that to you, the justifications.
I don't think. I don't know. Could you easily, how long would you turn your phone off? Now keep in mind, being a business owner, being someone who probably does dealings and uses your phone as contact, how long would you go without it?
So I go a lot without it. And I have things scheduled so that it doesn't, after a certain time and before a certain time, I can't use it, can't be bothered with it and whatever. In my phone, if you call me twice in short succession, then it rings through. So if it does,
that's why. I have tried that, and I'm like, what, am I getting ignored?
So, but the first one
reach.
goes into the do not disturb. But if it's an emergency, you tell people to call you twice, and you'll actually get through. So nobody will do that unless it's an emergency.
Interesting.
Right.
And so if you get a phone call and it's not twice, you're like, meh.
It doesn't ring. I don't even see that it came through.
What if someone's laying in a ditch somewhere and they're dying and they can't call twice? They were arrested and they had one phone call, Joe. There's got to be a reason that you would be like, all right, something is important enough to pick it up one time.
If you're that hurt, call twice. Let me know it's an emergency.
What if you're waiting on an important call?
Well, then I'll turn my do not disturb off and keep it active. But if I click it and put it in the dock and it's during that schedule, it's silent until I wake up the next day.
When you wake up the next day, is it covered with notifications?
I don't look. There's too many
You're
of
like,
them.
there could have been 50 people trying to reach me.
All right, well, let's do
eh.
another comparison.
Okay.
The bubbles at the bottom of your screen.
The bubbles at the bottom.
Yeah. See, when you don't check an app often, it gives you notifications of how many notifications are waiting for you.
I don't think I have that.
Do you see the red dot, the red bubbles?
Yeah, no,
You don't have those?
I know I have apps that I have not linked in, or I looked at LinkedIn and I have that, but I know that
email, your phone, your text messages, any red dots there?
Yeah, there's a couple. But see, all of these, I never use any of this stuff.
All right, so share notes. How many is on your text messages?
I have no notifications at the moment. But here's the thing. I am so bad at deleting text messages. I have text messages I know from like 2018.
I don't delete any text messages, but I have 264 notifications of unread text messages.
I believe it because I've tried to text you before.
How about phone calls?
Look at this. I'm getting a phone call right now.
How many phone call bubbles do you got?
Well, I'm about to have one. But I don't have any others.
I have 742 phone call notifications.
That doesn't drive you insane? Look at those 61,000 emails. That's unread.
Yeah.
Okay, now here's another thing. I'm really, really bad at deleting emails, and that makes me crazy because, I mean, years I can scroll through emails for literally no reason at all. I just haven't deleted them. But to have the unread or the notifications, oh my gosh.
61,000. That's a big number.
That doesn't drive you nuts?
You get desensitized.
Do you see, like, right now, look at me. Like, I'm all these, like, emails.
She's
those
barely
are
paying
spam.
attention to me. She's
Missed
in her
a
attic
call.
zone.
I'm going to clear it right now. Like, oh, I couldn't. That couldn't even wait. Done.
I could have guessed that you would have had no notifications. Little compulsive.
Probably not because of that whole, like, oh, check it, do something, look at it again, set it down. Like, why? For no reason. For no reason. I'll just say, oh, let me look at Facebook and, oh, that's nice. And then go back to what I was doing, even though I wasn't looking for anything. I wasn't waiting on anything.
You needed some dopamine. That's what you got from it. And you craved it and are addicted to it.
How do you break that? Cold turkey?
Got to be cold turkey. Or the best way to do it, like the kids that I talk to in these elementary schools, they have so much stimulus. Everything is so loud. Everything is whatever.
Yes.
They don't meditate. They don't pray. They don't go to a quiet corner. There's activity in every corner of whatever. So the advice that I give to them is, got to break away sometime in your schedule and have just silence. Like if you're at a rock concert and volume's off the chain, like you suffer from that and you miss whispers, right?
Yeah.
And so if you can make it quiet and remove yourself from that, I would get rid of TV and phone, anything that brings on anxiety or stresses or whatever. Even though you get the dopamine hit, that is masking the pain that's underneath that dopamine. So there's your advice.
The pain underneath that dopamine.
It's a good book title.
Yes, that is deep.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be your next book. The pain underneath that dopamine.
Yep. It's good.
You better copyright that. Copyrighted. Nobody steal it.
All right. Well, tell me about your 4th of July. Do you do fireworks? Do you do...
Like, do I set them off myself? No.
Yes.
I want to keep all my fingers, so I don't actually set anything off. Usually the family gets together. Almost every year, our family goes up to Lake Erie, and so everybody that has like cottages right on the water has all these fireworks. So I'll watch the fireworks. I don't mind if other people are setting off fireworks, but if it's close by, I like take cover. I'm not going to set anything off myself. Do you?
Oh, yeah. I love it.
You light them yourself?
Heck yeah.
Do you run far? Because I've seen some people that will set off fireworks and just literally sit right there as it is about to go up.
If you're setting off 100 fireworks, then you have to do 100 sprints. I'm not into that. So I stay
You take
pretty
your
close.
chances?
Well, what's the worst that's going to happen? I see the plume. I know where the danger zones are, and I stay out of those ones. So I don't run far.
I mean, I'm talking, I have seen someone sit down on the ground to light, and we're talking, I don't know what they're called, but a big one.
A big boomer?
A big boomer, a big
Okay.
like show. Light it and sit there. And I'm just like, that's insane. That's insane to me.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't stand right next to it because there's some danger in that.
Yeah. Oh, I was years and years and years ago, we went somewhere, somebody was lighting off some fireworks. We're all sitting on a hill on somebody's property. And the person lighting the fireworks was at the base of the hill. And he lit it and he went to run away and he lit a couple at one time and they fell over right at us. And we all went, and ran as these things shot right up where we were sitting. And we just like dove out of the way. I was like, man, we're done here. We're done. We're not doing this anymore.
See, so you got trauma attached to this.
Yes.
That's what it really
Everything is dangerous. Everything can kill you. That's what I learned as
That's
a
your
kid.
motto. It's a terrible motto.
That's what I learned as a kid. Everything is dangerous. You got to be careful at all times.
Oh my goodness. So do you care like when people shoot off fireworks 9 days before and 9 days after?
Oh
Do
my
they bother you
God.
at all?
It does. I hate to be like an old fuddy-duddy, but it does.
If you use the word fuddy-duddy, you are an old fuddy-duddy. I just want to point
We've
that
already
out.
established I'm old and uncool, but like even last night, somebody in my neighborhood, it was close. Like you could hear the leave, sounded like a cannon. Scared the crap out of me, and I'm like, can we not I mean, I get it if it's the 4th. I'll even give you the day before the 4th, but let me sleep. Like, most of us are still getting up early tomorrow. Let's wait a day or two. But I saw someone light off a firework. And we're not talking about just the noise. I mean the big bright lights show. 7 p.m., 6:45 maybe, on a random Wednesday a few weeks ago. And I'm like, why? Why? Nobody is seeing that. It's not even dark out. It's not a holiday. It's not even the weekend. It's a random Wednesday, and off 2 of them go as I was on a walk. And I'm just like,
can I make an excuse for them?
Sure.
There's got to be a reason. Nobody sets off fireworks during the day. So Bob's cleaning out his trunk, right? And he was like, oh, crap, these things moved all the way forward. What do I do with them? I got to get them out of my garage. This is dangerous. And my kids are in the back seat. I can't have this. So he just goes back to the backyard, lights them off to get rid of them. Is that acceptable for Bob?
Why would he not just like get them out of the back and then set them aside until you light them off at a time in a day that makes sense to light
Maybe
them off?
it's a more dangerous environment now, and he needed to get rid of them.
Maybe
pronto.
that guy was trying to get some dopamine to hide the pain underneath, and he said, "I'm gonna go blow shit up. That's gonna make me feel good."
My explanation was better.
It was probably left over from Memorial Day, and he didn't want to wait till the 4th. And he's
Want to
like,
get rid of them?
Let's do it right now. Probably had a few drinks. Seemed like a good idea at the time.
You have concocted the scenario.
I really feel like my explanation is more likely than your explanation.
I'll give you that.